You have the key? Yeah. Bye, Star. Bye, Rex.
Bye, guys. Love y'all. Be good.
Let's go that way and then that way. So right now we're walking to 8 Ball from the crib. I went one day, stopped by, and they were cool. They treated me good. Hooked me up with some coffee and a bandana. Ever since then, I just kept going back. And then eventually they opened this spot, and here we are now. For those that don't know, San Antonio, it can be dangerous, obviously, on the wrong side. But where I grew up, I mean, I grew up in a good neighborhood, good parents, good school. But I mean, like I said, there's bad parts that you don't want to go to. But San Antonio's cool. It's my home. That's what I'm used to. Get your ass in there. What up, dog?
How you doing?
Chilling. What up, Benjamin?
What's up, man? What you working on today?
This is my homie Ben. He's one of the owners of 8 Ball.
How's it going, man? Yeah, we've been here for about a year and going on a half. We started off as a truck right up the street. One day he just showed up. Just turned into one of those things where we'd see him every day. And, you know, he would just get hot latte, iced latte, I mean, whatever really he's in the mood for, man.
At the time, we were a lot slower in business. Showed up one day and we're like chilling outside the truck.
Spend hours outside.
Yeah, we would spend like hours just hanging out. But we showed up and we're like, oh, okay, let's get in, let's start working. He's like, oh no, I'm here to hang out. And we're like, oh, all right, like, okay, yeah, let's hang out.
He's a good customer, and then we ended up turning out to be, you know, really good friends.
They actually taught me how to make a coffee. I'm still learning somewhat, but they taught me, you know, the main part. And then eventually after boxing, when I retire, hopefully they're still around. We can team up and do something. It's a relationship I want to keep going, especially with the coffee. I do get recognized a lot more than before, but I mean, people, I feel like here at 8 Ball, they're used to see me already, but like outside 8 Ball, they kind of like, sometimes I see them shaking and shit. Like, it's crazy. It's an honor, you know, to be known in a city where you're from, born and raised, where you probably represent inside the ring. When you get that love back, it just... To be honest with you, I don't really study boxing at this point. But when I was coming up, I would study a lot of Lomachenko and Nonito Donaire. So definitely got my angles and footwork inspiration from Lomachenko. That's just my style. That's what Robert, you know, the kind of fighter he turned me into. Originally, before, like as an amateur, I was just a come forward fighter. So, you know, I've always had that style, even as an amateur. But Robert Garcia was able to, you know, put some things here and there, and that's just maybe the better fighter I am today.
Bam, I would love to see Bam about to fight after his. I would love to get that Inoue fight. You know who Bam reminds me of? Salvador Sanchez. I started watching Salvador Sanchez like a month ago. You know, because I kept hearing about him. My pops would tell me about him. Like, yo, he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Bam Rodriguez, he kind of reminds me of him. He reminds me of him. Like, everything is like, what he does is effortless. And then when he see you ain't got shit, you're like, all right, I'm gonna take your ass ass up. I'm gonna stop playing with you. I would love to see him fight.
Jesse Bam Rodriguez is preparing for his June 13th clash with WBA bantamweight champion Antonio Vargas. The Superstar Unified Junior Bantamweight World Champion will move up in weight and will be looking to become a champion in a new division as he inches closer to a high-stakes clash with Naoya Inoue. Even though Bam has a world title fight with Vargas coming up next, the boxing world is already looking ahead to one of the biggest fights in boxing, which would pit two pound-for-pound stars against one another. However, Bam must first get through Antonio Vargas, who will be more than happy to cause an upset and crush the hopes of Bam and the boxing world, who are eager to witness the American and Japanese superstars face each other.
Usually the lower weight classes are dominated by Eastern fighters, and you're really the one American that's really stepping up and kind of being at the top of the game. How does it feel to kind of, represent for the States in the lower weight classes?
Feels good, man. I'm just thankful that I have a belt, a little bit more favored, balls in my court. As an American fighter, man, especially in the lower weight class, you said it, they're more dominated by the, the Eastern culture and stuff like that. So I want to fight these guys, man. I want to bring all the belts back to America in my weight class. I was telling my promoter the next fight, if I can fight for a belt, I would like to fight for a belt as soon as possible and try to unify and become undisputed.
I'm always stuck back, reported.
Vargas has his own ambitions of dominating the lower weight divisions, but trying to get the better of Jesse Bam Rodriguez seems like an impossible task to accomplish. You see, Bam is the star of the lower weight classes and has successfully climbed the ranks over the past few years. He is always in discussions for the pound-for-pound rankings after every fight. The 26-year-old has 16 knockout wins in 23 fights and has stopped his opponents early in his last 5 outings in the ring. He is in red-hot form, capturing world titles in 2 weight classes, including the unified WBA, WBC, WBO, and Ring Magazine Super Flyweight titles since November 2025. He previously held the WBC Super Flyweight title in 2022 and the unified IBF and WBO Flyweight titles from 2023 to 2024. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, holds him in high regard and recently highlighted his meteoric rise through multiple divisions.
Bam, I've got to thank Kevin Rooney as well, who's our sort of matchmaker in the US, who spotted Bam a long time ago. I mean, Kevin comes to me with a lot of young fighters, and some go on to, they're all good fighters, but some obviously go on to be special. And Robert Garcia told me many years ago, look, honestly, take a chance with this kid. He's so good, he's this. And he was a light flyweight. I just thought, we don't really have a lot of light flyweights, but I put him on a show, he looked good. And then obviously he was going to be on the undercard of Quadras against Rungvisai. Rungvisai pulled out and we had a week to go. Jesse's fighting at light flyweight. It's like, look, do you want to step up 2 divisions and fight Quadras for the world title? And he's like, yes. Wins that fight, big performance, stops Rungvisai, drops down to flyweight. Because they always said that we're not super fly, we're light fly. But then dropped to fly, won that world title, unified it against Sonny, and then that was the fight they said, we can't make fly anymore. And he looked massive on Saturday night as a super fly. So I know that at 24 years of age, he's going to bantam. He'll go to super bantam. So you're talking about, in my opinion, a 4-5 division world champion in weighting. And the ceiling for him is so high because he's just going to get better and better. And I'm just pleased now that he's actually becoming a star. Like a lot of people in boxing have been a fan for him for a while. Now, boxing fans, the casual boxing audience, and even beyond, are starting to recognise how good this young.
Although Bam is exceptional, he will be the challenger going into this upcoming fight with Antonio Vargas. The Mexican-American and Puerto Rican WBA bantamweight champion feels honored to be fighting a boxing superstar. During their pre-fight press conference, Vargas praised Bam as one of the best fighters in the sport, acknowledging him as a top 3 pound-for-pound talent. Vargas expressed great excitement for the challenge, noting that fighting and beating the best is the ultimate goal in boxing. He believes his past tough experiences have prepared him for this high-level matchup and looks forward to testing his growth against an elite opponent.
We spoke to Robert Diaz. You called this out. They said you had a dream about winning this fight. This was the one you wanted. Ready to go June 13th against Jesse Rodriguez in Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah, I'm really excited, man, because like you said, Bam is one of the best fighters in the sport right now. Top 3, pound for pound. So I want to challenge myself with a guy like him, and I look forward to giving the fans a good fight.
Obviously, your pedigree is sensational, amateur and pro as well, an Olympian in 2016. But over the last couple of years, you've had to go into the Lion's Den. What's that experience been like for you to prepare you for a fight like this? Those tough fights in Japan, and again, especially coming off the Hager fight as well, which was a sensational fight.
Yeah, it's definitely been good experiences for me as a fighter. You know, I'm still growing, I'm still developing, and it's definitely helped me to learn and grow. And I'm looking to put those experiences, you know, to the test, because he's on another level. So I look forward to, like I said, giving the good fans a good fight.
Bam is kind of like, I know he's a rival on June 13th, but it seems like every fighter that we talk to say, yeah, he's one of our favourite fighters. Now you get to face him. Is that what it's all about? I know you believe you can win this fight, that's why you're in it, but that's what you want, to face the very best in the sport and try and defeat those pound-for-pound greats.
Yeah, that's the name of the sport, is to fight the best and to beat the best. So he's one of the best in the sports right now, so I'm really...
Bam acknowledged that he is the challenger going into this fight. He expressed deep respect for Vargas, highlighting his background as a U.S. Olympian with extensive amateur and professional experience. Bam emphasized that despite some fans overlooking Vargas due to his lack of mainstream recognition, he expects a very dangerous and high-stakes battle. He noted that moving up to 118 pounds to pursue a third-division world title gives him more motivation than a standard title defense. Bam is also excited to return to Phoenix, which he considers a second home, as the challenging environment and significant risks involved are exactly what push him to perform at his absolute best.
Just said before Antonio got on the stage, challenger this time. It's pretty fun, right? Pretty cool. You've been defending those belts, you've been collecting those belts, now a new challenge up at 118.
Yes, sir. Antonio Vargas, like you said, he's a U.S. Olympian, has a lot of experience in the amateurs and the pros as well. He's a tough fighter. He has good speed. So I'm expecting a very tough fight. A lot of people are writing him off just because he doesn't have a big name. But come June 13th, I'm expecting a great fight, a tough fight from Antonio Vargas, and it's just going to make that much of a better fight. It's going to be a lot of fireworks, so tune in.
Yeah, I guess that makes him dangerous. The fact that he's young, the fact that, you know, not naive, but yet to be in those massive fights, the excitement of that, the pedigree, the CV, amateur and pro as well. This is a real live dog, a live opponent. You've got to be at your very best.
Yeah, for sure. These kind of fights are the fights that bring out the best in any kind of boxer. You know, high stakes, a lot to lose, a lot to gain as well. So I think both of us coming in with that mentality is going to make a great fight.
Talk about that move to 118 pounds. I know when we were talking to Robert, of course, the dream was that it's on ice for now. There is that return back to 115 to fight for undisputed as well. But when we talked about like a voluntary defense or something like that, it wasn't really of interest. You want to keep on pushing the boundaries, keep on collecting the silverware. And that was important for you this time around.
Yeah, exactly. I think a title defense wouldn't have excited me as much as this fight does. Moving up to another division, trying to conquer another world title against a fighter like Antonio Vargas will push me that much more inside the gym and make me go out there and perform a lot better.
The press conference was full of surprises as it was revealed that both fighters have history together, with Bam having sparred Vargas several years ago. Their previous sparring sessions add even more excitement to this matchup. Both fighters have high expectations for this clash and will be looking for nothing less than victory.
Since he was an amateur, you know, I do a lot of the scouting for, you know, for my dad at the gym, and you know, he's somebody that I've seen fight since he was an amateur. And I believe Bam also told us a couple weeks ago that they actually got a little bit of sparring when they were younger kids at the Olympic Training Center. So, you know, we're looking forward to the fight. We know Antonio's a great world champ, and it's going to be a great night.
Well, it's fascinating. I didn't know that. Is this true story? How old were you when you two were sparring? Or do you remember that spar?
Yeah, we was tech sparring. It's something where, you know, you touch it. But he was, man, I think at that time I was at 114. I think he was like 106. Yeah. So I would have never thought, man, that he would get to the level where he's at right now, just to see him grow the way he did. It's inspiring me, man. And like I said, I'm just glad that I get to fight a fighter like him and share that ring experience. So
Finally, a question, one more to you each. Antonio, June 13th, Desert Diamond Arena is going to be a huge night, huge crowd. Everything you've dreamed of, those kind of fights. You envisage it, you see it. I know you said you've dreamt about this as well. You beat this guy, you become a pound-for-pound great. Is that what happens on June 13th?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to do. That's what I'm training for. You know, with God's help, you know, He's given me the strength to get this far, and God, His hands is over me, and my strength comes from Him. My glory goes to Him. So I'm looking for the victory June 13th.
And Bam, finally for you, business as usual. I know you respect the fight, you know the challenges there, but your confidence is growing and growing. Just at 26, a true great of the sport. Many big nights, big achievements, and another belt to the collection in Glendale, Arizona.
Yes, sir. Just another great night, another great performance, and ready to collect another belt.
Well, we cannot wait. June 13th, part of a huge schedule on the zone around the world. Two great fighters, Antonio Vargas, the WBA world champion. This time, Bam Rodriguez, the challenger, one of the true great pound-for-pounds of the sport. We can't wait for another electric night in Glendale after the last fight with Nunes Navarrete. This card's going to be even deeper.
Bam seems confident heading into this fight, especially considering this will be a new weight class for him. In an interview after the press conference, he expressed immense excitement about moving up to bantamweight at age 26 to pursue his third world title in a third division. He views this as a major milestone toward his goal of becoming a boxing legend. Regarding his future, Bam envisions eventually reaching 126 pounds, with 130 pounds being his absolute physical limit before retirement. While he is focused on capturing the 118 pounds belt, he remains open to moving back down to 115 pounds for an undisputed run if the opportunity presents itself.
All right, well, look, moving up again. It's obviously very important for you to, you know, place your name in as a legend one day to become a possible three-time world division champion. How does it all feel for you right now to be given that opportunity against Vargas?
It's exciting just to be back in the mix, finally have a fight day, finally have something to work towards. So for me to move up once again and try to conquer another world title in another weight division, become three-division world champion at 26 years old would be a huge accomplishment. So that's my main goal right now, and June 13th, I'm going to make sure I accomplish that.
Now, this is going to be, what, your fourth time fighting in Glendale?
Arizona.
Yeah,
second time in Glendale.
Is it second time?
Yeah, I had 2 fights in Phoenix.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was fourth time. But I know I read somewhere that you wanted to actually have it back in your hometown, but the venue wasn't available. That's obviously in the near future something you'd want to have.
Yeah, for sure. I was hoping it was this fight, but the Spurs are in the playoffs and most likely going to make the final. So they had to book. Yeah, they had to go Spurs go. So I mean, I have no problem with that. The time will come once it's time to actually go back and fight back home. So there's no rush. I have a lot more fights left in me. So when the time comes, I'll be more than ready.
What weight class do you see yourself maybe eventually like retiring at? Like, because obviously there's the talks of people wanting to see if you would end up fighting the winner of Inoue versus Nakatani. I mean, that's another division up. So where do you see that could possibly be like the highest weight class that you would go to?
Honestly, I think 126. I think 130 would be pushing it, but it is doable, I think, once I'm, close to retirement, but 126 would probably be the cap.
Yeah, and you're still young, so you're really still like coming into your own.
Yeah, I'm only 26 years old. I just turned 26 in January, so we'll see. It's a matter of time. Time will tell, so one fight at a time, like I said.
Bam has been dominating the lower divisions for years now, and he has already achieved legendary status at only 26 years old. Hall of Famer Tim Bradley recently broke down Bam's fighting style, comparing him to a puzzle. He described Bam as an exceptionally efficient and suffocating fighter who thrives in tight spaces. Using a creative revolving door analogy, Bradley explained how Bam uses intricate angles to dominate opponents, appearing in one spot and disappearing to another other instantly. He also highlighted Bam's elite educated jab, which allows him to control distance and blind opponents while setting up power shots. Bradley further noted that Bam's constant pressure and high-speed processing force opponents into making poor decisions, eventually breaking their will through mental and physical exhaustion.
Shit, y'all talking about Bam Rodriguez? Yeah, Bam Rodriguez, he can fight inside this damn porta potty. Yeah, let me say it again. He can fight inside this damn porta potty. Not many people can fight in the porta potty. No. Oh, no. You gotta be so efficient with your space, your footwork, timing, defense, fast processor. Cause that man is in a high rate of speed all the time, constantly attacking his opponents. Yeah, in small little spaces like this. Almost like a goddamn, what them damn doors called? Revolving doors. You know them doors you go to the mall and you see it go around like this? Yeah, and there's little slots. Imagine being in one of them damn slots with Bam Rodriguez. Imagine that. And then all of a sudden, he beating the shit out of you in that slot, by the way. And then all of a sudden, he disappeared. He on the other slot. And you saying, what the hell? How'd you get there? You was just right here. Well, that's Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez, he's one of those guys that use angles, right? To dominate his opponents. He's one of those guys that put pressure and suffocates his opponents as well. There's not just one thing that a guy like Bam does inside the ring. There's not one thing. There's a lot of things that he does, right? So when you're fighting against Bam, it's like you gotta be a great decision maker. If you're not a great decision maker, he gonna beat your ass up. Yeah,
Bradley further highlighted Bam's masterful use of angles, comparing his footwork to an accordion. He explained how Bam uses front foot and back foot shuffles to pivot around opponents, creating openings from both sides. This constant movement, combined with stepping in and out of range, feints, and counterpunching, creates a suffocating environment. Bradley noted that this relentless, multi-layered pressure forces opponents into a constant state of panic.
Oh, that's Bam. Oh, working on angles, both sides. We call them front foot step shuffles and back foot step shuffles. He even used angles on your ass. Pivots as well. Yeah, loading one side, to be able to deliver a shot. Bam Rodriguez, I also noticed that he can be like Shakur Stevenson and be that damn accordion. Be like the ocean. He can. He played with the distance. Back and forth. He played with that distance. He'll feint you. He'll step in, step out of range, make you step in, step out of range again, and bing, 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 and piece your ass up. Yeah, like in a damn accordion. I don't know the sound of that motherfucking accordion, but I'll just let you know. It's just like that. He can expand, he can come together. Expand and come together. Bam can do all of that too. Yes. Make you fall short, counter punch the shit out of you. Yeah. You wondering why he's so damn so effective is because not only does his opponents have to have great decision making, but they got to be able to take as well. He basically suffocates you. He suffocates you. Yes. Them rooms that just slide and just keep sliding and keep sliding and keep sliding. Feel like it's smashing you. You going frantic like, oh shit, what do I do? You looking for X's and shit. Where do I go? Where do I go? Oh, that's Bam. That's Bam. Yeah, he that wall that just sliding in on your ass. Sliding in on your ass. He might come back, but that bitch will keep sliding on you. It might stop for a minute. He playing with you. Stop for a minute, and then it continues. He playing with you.
Jesse Bam recognizes himself as one of the greatest fighters across the lighter weight divisions. He also regards a potential fight with Naoya Inoue as one of the biggest fights possible in boxing. During an interview with Max Kellerman, Bam acknowledged the matchup as a massive event for the sport.
See you and they see the monster, and it just looks different. Yes. You two look like different kinds of animals than everybody else. And that's really what super fights and eras are about. The dust settles, two guys are left standing. When you survey the landscape, is the monster that guy for you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people have been mentioning that fight even before I became who I am today. So I know when that fight does happen, it's going to be huge for the sport of boxing.
I think we're all in agreement there.
In his latest interview, Bam reiterated that the super fight with Inoue is closer than ever. He believes the matchup is inevitable as long as both fighters continue winning. Bam emphasized that the fight could be easier to finalize because he is more than willing to travel to Japan, a place he genuinely enjoys visiting. While he is uncertain about the exact timing, he envisions the clash happening as early as the end of this year or by mid-2027, depending on their respective schedules.
Obviously, a name that's kind of etched alongside yours is Naoya Inoue. This is the first time I've ever heard Eddie Hearn actually speak about it like it's going to happen. Yeah. Have you had those discussions?
No, not with Eddie. No, I mean, not with no one really, but in the back of my mind, I know that fight is going to happen down the line. I feel like it's closer than ever now. As long as I keep winning, he keeps winning, then I feel like it's going to happen.
I don't think, maybe you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you'd have any problem going to Japan because you love Japan from what I know of you. Does that make it easier to make this fight happen because you're open to going to Japan to make it happen and he doesn't have to come to the US?
I mean, I feel like it would be a whole lot easier to make that fight happen just because I love going to Japan and spending time there, so I have no problem going over there to fight.
In terms of Vargas, what can we expect from him when you step inside that ring in Arizona?
He's a tough fighter. He gets dropped, but he gets up and fights his ass off, so I know he has a lot of heart. He has a lot of will to win, so I'm expecting a very tough fight. A lot of people are writing him off just because they don't know who he is, but if they go back and look at his amateur pedigree, then they'll see that he's a real fighter. He's a U.S. Olympian, so that speaks a lot about his skills and abilities, so I'm expecting a very tough fight.
Do you believe that once you do come through this against Vargas, that at the end of this year, there's a possibility that we could see the Naoya Inoue fight, all being well that he beats Nakatani coming up?
If not this year, I think early next year or mid next year for sure.
Obviously, in Japan, they love to do those fights around Christmas time. Is that something that maybe could be on the horizon?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know too much about that. I'm just ready to fight whenever the time does approach.
This is massive news for fans in both the US and Japan who are eager to see this fight happen. Of course, Bam must first win his upcoming fight against Antonio Vargas. A slip-up here could ruin any plans for a showdown with Inoue. The boxing world, however, is confident that Bam will come out victorious because Turki Alilshik is already working on finalizing a showdown in Japan for 2027. We'd still love to hear from you though. Who do you see winning the upcoming fight? Will we witness an undisputed clash between Inoue and Bam next year? Drop your opinion in the comments. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section.